Hello, friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. All right, today's just kind of a catch-up day around the house. I just got a few things I need to get done. For one thing, you recall a few days ago I was doing some work trying to update the memory in my computer. Well, in the comments section of that, a lot of you suggested that I should visit a company called Crucial.com. Crucial makes really, really good memory, and I decided to go check them out, and they were able to easily identify what kind of computer I had and exactly what kind of memory that I needed, and they guaranteed that their memory will work in my computer. So I tried going through and buying memory from them. Well, for some reason I couldn't get through the checkout process on their computer or on their website. And I tried multiple times, and it'd get halfway through the process and it would just freeze up and it wouldn't go to the next page. Well, I contacted them to see if they could help me figure out what was going on, and basically their suggestion was, well, their website for some reason doesn't like my browser. Well, I'm not going to go through a bunch of jump through a bunch of hoops to get another browser. So I just decided, they gave me a make and model of the memory they wanted, or that they recommended for me, and I just went to Amazon. It turns out I was actually able to get Crucial brand memory, that exact model, for actually a little less money. So I ordered that. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, and that may actually end up being the video that we do tomorrow, is showing you how we install that. Just kind of the final finish up of the updating the memory in the computer. I'm also thinking, based on the recommendation of someone I talked to when I was trying to work my way through this whole joke, was that maybe I want to get an updated video board too for that machine. It was recommended that since I'm doing some kind of high-end video processing by rendering high def video, that maybe a decent video board would be a good thing too. So I may end up doing that. So that's in process. Like I said, hopefully we'll get that wrapped up tomorrow. Also, you remember a few days ago I made some chili in the Instant Pot, and I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. It just came out really soupy, I thought. Now, a couple of you suggested that maybe the thing to do would be to put it on the stove for a while and boil off some of the liquid. Well, I did that yesterday, and I had it actually on the range, kind of simmering all day, and that actually did work. It is actually more of a chili consistency now than it was before. Now, I also took the chance to augment it a little bit. I threw a little bit of crushed red pepper and cayenne pepper in there just to juice it up a little bit, and I also added in some ground beef. And I actually added in quite a bit of ground beef. And what I did this time is I browned it in the fry pan before I inserted it. So I think it looks like chili more, it tastes like chili more, and it's got a nice little bite to it now. And I apparently burned off quite a bit of liquid in it, because I probably had something on the order of 2 gallons of it when it came out of the Instant Pot initially. And I'm probably down to about 2 quarts of it right now. So yeah, we burned off an awful lot of liquid on that. So that was also good advice. Thank you for those of you who suggested that. I did that, and that worked. Now, you also remember yesterday that I did a video where I found Darwin's long lost cousin at that gas station. And when I was inside shooting the video, I knew that there was loud music playing in the background, and I thought, just if I babbled enough, and didn't allow, like that, I could hopefully drown out the music. Well, one of the scenes, it didn't work, and as a result, I got a copyright hit on that video. And so what I need to do today is I'm going to go in and overdub the vocals. Basically what I'm going to do, I got about a 2-minute segment where I have to go in and basically just repeat everything I said in the initial video, here at home under a quiet situation, so that I'm not getting a copyright hit, because I'm not going to send half of the money to Huey Lewis just because his music was playing in the background and I couldn't drown it out very well. So that's also going to be part of the job today. And then finally, I need to spend a little time applying for some jobs. There's about 8 jobs right now that I'm looking at that I think I'm really qualified, that I've seen come from Indeed in the last day or so. And I think I want to sit down and do that. Now, normally, that just sounds like you go in there, you submit your resume and all that, and it's all done. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. What I've discovered is there are several large corporations in the Waco area that are offering a lot of jobs a lot of times. And I keep seeing, they're very similar jobs, but it's not quite the same job. And in the past, I've had a problem where I would apply for multiple jobs in the company, and I would lose track of which jobs I had applied for. And as a result, I ended up applying for some of the jobs more than once. Well, as a result of that, I decided to change the way I named the documents that I store on the hard drive, my resume, my cover letter, and that kind of stuff, so that I can kind of keep track of what jobs I've applied for and when I've applied for them. What I do now is in the file name, I call it what the name of the document is. Is it my cover letter? Is it my resume? And then I put the name of the company and the name of the position, and then ultimately the date. And so that I can go back and say, okay, I've already applied for this position on this date, and know when I've done that kind of stuff. Now, unfortunately, that means I have to go in and kind of edit each one of these files to make sure that they specifically address and deal with the requirements of the job that I'm applying for. So that takes a little bit of time to do it, because what I have to do is I create the documents using Microsoft Publisher, and then I save them as a PDF file. And it's a PDF file I send to the company. So for my cover letter, I have 2 documents. For my references, I have 2 documents, and for my resumes, I have 2 documents, one pub file and one PDF. And so every time I apply for a new company, I need to create all of those new documents so that I can, keep track of what they all are and make the little changes that need to be made on each one of them. So there's a little bit of tweaking that has to be done to each of these documents before I can send them out. I just can't send the same document to every position, because they all need to kind of reflect the individual requirements of the individual job. So it's kind of time consuming, it's kind of tedious, and it has to be done right, because if you do it wrong, if you apply for the wrong job, or you put the wrong title in a cover letter or something like that, that's going to count against you. And so I just need to spend a little bit of time today dealing with that and get that all in order. And like I said, there's about 8 different jobs with 2 different companies that I want to apply to. So I want to get that done, and that's just going to take a little bit of time. It takes probably about 30 minutes per job, because you got to go in and edit all the documents, and then you got to go through and do all the paperwork, online, because they got like a million questions they want you to do. Fortunately, if you log in and create an account with them, a lot of times the questions get saved, so you can just go through and say, yep, that still applies here, that still applies here. But you have to update the resumes and all the other documents that need to go onto the website, so that the HR department knows, who you are and what you're applying for. So, like I said, that's just a little bit of time consuming, and I need to really focus on that to get it right. So that's kind of what the task is for today, and maybe a little bit tomorrow. So I wanted to share that with you, let you know what's going on. That's pretty much all that I have for today. So thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.